and EVs. Elon Musk was part of the lunch, and we didn't really, focus on the discussions in relation to Tesla. The only issue he raised is that he'd like his Tesla cars to be in South Africa. He wants to import them, and of course, there are tariffs, and the tariff discussion becomes part of what we are going to discuss between the DTIC as well as the Commerce Department. So all that is going to be part of a big discussion that will take place. The issue of
minorities. I fully support President Trump's executive order to bolster the administration's efforts in combating the egregious actions taken by South Africa. To support the administration's efforts, I recently introduced the U.S.-South Africa Bilateral Relations Review Act, which would conduct a full review of our relationship with the Republic of South Africa and allow for the use of targeted sanctions against corrupt officials in the African National Congress. Secretary Rubio, have you seen South Africa align with our adversaries like China, Iran, and Russia, and do you believe a full review of our bilateral relationship would be beneficial in the U.S.'s posture and strategy toward this country?
Yes, on your first two questions, and an interesting topic, and maybe even as we speak, the President is actually meeting with the President of South Africa, who requested that meeting, and it will be happening today. Obviously, I'm here with you today, otherwise I would be at that. So I imagine these topics will be raised there as well.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
In Achieved, we emphasized continuously that we believe in a proper diplomatic communication, and this has happened. It was the President of the United States of America inviting the President of South Africa, and together they sat with the different delegations that they had. And of importance, the President was not chased away, the President didn't walk away, and he, together with the delegation, affirmed the issues that even President Trump himself was misleading the world about, because it was...
I've traveled a lot recently via my various committees, including this one, throughout the continent of Africa. And one thing I've seen is that we've really neglected Africa. We have spent a lot of money and wasted a lot of money there, in my mind, with no strategic thought whatsoever into how we're spending this money. I have a question for you regarding South Africa. South Africa has withdrawn from America and our allies in recent years while increasing diplomatic relationships with our foreign adversaries, deepening cooperation with China, attacking our greatest ally, Israel, at the International Court of Justice, downgrading Taiwan's diplomatic presence, and condoning violence and race-based persecution against minorities. I fully support...
Right? Based on what's been said about South Africa the world over, at least people aligned to Donald Trump and Elon Musk. That's not a fact.
Okay, so we don't deny that there's a lot of violent crime in South Africa, right?
Across
seven times the murder rate.
Across the board.
Okay, so the issue is whether or not, I guess, whites are being targeted disproportionately. Is that what you're taking issue with?
No, that would be the claim. The issue is that the claim is falsehood. White people are not being targeted, Leland. Nobody.
So when
crime is experienced by everybody, not just white people.
Was chanting, kill, kill, you have to kill to be part of a revolution, on and on. He was talking about killing blacks or killing whites?
Do you need the context of what that song is? Because you can't take out the context of what that is. That is actually important. It cannot be that he's giving an instruction when that's not the fact. I think we do need to take into consideration the context. What he's chanting is an anti-apartheid.
Police data from South Africa shows that between October and December last year, there were 12 people killed in farm attacks. 1 was a farmer, 5 were farm dwellers, 4 were employees. We don't know their race because South Africa doesn't release statistics based on race. What I heard from the South African leaders today was there is too much violence, there is too much murder, but it's not just whites, it's also blacks. In fact, it's mostly blacks who are the victims of this. And one of the clips that President Trump played was some very radical anti-white leaders, Africans, I'm so used to saying African-American, African black leaders saying horribly anti-white things. And the Minister of Agriculture, who is white and from an opposition party from the president, said the whole reason we have this unity government is to keep, I'm paraphrasing, crazy people like that out of the government.
Yes, and